The Caribbean sees a big jump in asylum seekers, and in sport, India names a strong squad to face the Windies in their upcoming 5-match one-day international series. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Friday, June 16th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
The Sajiko Cahill School of Business and Management invites you to attend Navigating a Path to Growth, a risk and competitive intelligence conference at Hilton Barbados Resort on June 26th and 27th, 2017. Speakers include Global Strategy and Risk expert Dr. Andrea Schotter, Regional PwC Risk Assurance Leader Bruce Scott, Miss Lisa Padmore, Dr. Delisle Worrell, Mr. Ian D'Souza, Professor Patrick Hossain, Professor Gillian Marcel, and many others. For more information, call 246-424-7731 or visit www.uwichsb.org. Secure your space today.
The number of people seeking asylum in the Caribbean has more than doubled over a one-year period. That disclosure from Protection Officer at the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, Ruben Barbado, who says the region is not immune to the world refugee problem. Now, speaking to CMC News ahead of World Refugee Day on June 20, he said thousands of people are coming to and through the Caribbean seeking sanctuary.
In the last year, more than 5,000 people seeking asylum. It's a huge increase from the previous year, and in that regard, the states are taking measures and we're working with them in order to help them to be prepared in case of emergency. Countries have responsibilities. The countries in the region, most of them have ratified the Refugee Convention, and we're working with regional organizations such as CARICOM in order to help them to be ready, have their legislation in place, build up solidarity among themselves, with working with civil society in order to allow them to be protected and not to be able, those people who need protection not have to go back to the countries for it.
Barbados says there was a 257% increase in the number of asylum seekers in the region between the middle of 2015 and mid-2016. Statistics show that the number of refugees in the Caribbean steadily increased from 770 in 2014 to 837 in 2015 to 976 during the first 6 months of last year alone. And at the end, or at the mid-year point in 2016, an estimated 2,851 migrants have been reportedly involved in maritime interdictions throughout the Caribbean region. They included 1,657 Cubans, 173 nationals from the Dominican Republic, and 488 Haitians. The Organization of American States, the OAS, will bring a resolution on the Venezuela crisis at its 47th General Assembly next week. Guyana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Second Vice President Carl Greenidge, who made the disclosure yesterday, said the resolution addresses issues related to the Venezuela Constitution, the rights of citizens, and challenges they face, the availability of resources including food, and how best humanitarian aid might be secured. It also makes reference to the rule of law and the political space provided to people who are NGOs and members of civil society. The General Assembly will convene next Monday and run until Wednesday in Cancun, Mexico. Greenidge says the resolution was drafted during the 29th meeting of Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the OAS in Washington, D.C. at the end of last month. But he says he's not sure if it will pass, as there are some OAS member states that are opposed to even the idea that Venezuela should be discussed and believe that the hemispheric body should stay out of the country's affairs. Venezuela has been plunged into turmoil with falling oil prices, reports of massive food shortages, and violent clashes between the country's security forces and citizens over President Nicolas Maduro's move to install a constituent assembly to rewrite the constitution. The Guyana Police Force is reporting a reduction in serious crime, but they say there has been an increase in robbery with aggravation as well as rape cases. Ivor Wharton of Capital News tells us more.
Crimes are down 5% at the end of May 2017 after a comparative analysis with that of the same period last year, according to the Guyana Police Force. The force in a release said several factors are responsible for the reduction in serious crimes, among them the social crime prevention programs organized by the force. The police in the release stated also that the large number of firearms seized and gun-related crimes testify to the relationship between the police and the public. For the year, there were 47 murders, of which 22 were disorderly, 9 as a result of domestic violence, 8 as a result of robbery, and 4 executions. The force has also recorded a 60% increase in robbery with violence and larceny from the person, while there's a 10% increase in robbery with aggravation and rape. The Guyana Police Force says it will continue to place heavy emphasis on training to build the capacity of the force. From January to May of this year, 60 ranks were trained in several areas, among them cybercrime, gang prevention and intervention, and combating human trafficking and extortion.
Stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
Are you ready? Are you ready now? Hey, St. Kitts, are you ready? Yeah. St. Kitts on Nevis, Wagwan. Hey, tell me now, are you ready for some rockers music?
India has named a strong 15-man squad for the 5-match one-day international series against West Indies, bowling off in Trinidad and Tobago next week. The powerhouses who clobbered Bangladesh to reach the final of the ICC Champions Trophy in England on Thursday will be led by batting star Virat Kohli. The team includes the core of the unit currently at the showpiece in London. However, selectors have opted to rest opener Rohit Sharma and Seema Jasprit Burma, but both of whom played in Thursday's semi-finals. Selectors have brought in teenaged wicket-keeper batsman Rishabh Pant and 22-year-old left-arm spinner Kuldeep Yadav, both of whom are uncapped in ODIs. India will face Pakistan in Sunday's Champions Trophy final before flying to the Caribbean, where they face West Indies in the opening ODI at the Queen's Park Oval on June 23rd. The game is the first of a double-header at the venue, with the second ODI set 2 days later. Over to the women's division, where senior player Anissa Mohammed has praised the 17-day preparation camp in Southampton and says it has left West Indies women equipped and focused enough to win the upcoming ICC Women's World Cup. The Windies women wrapped up the camp on Tuesday at the Aggies Bowl, where they focused on all aspects of the game and, more importantly, used the time to acclimatize to the notoriously difficult English weather.
We've had a chance to get acclimatized to the conditions and also to the pitches. So over the past 2 weeks, we've learned on some of the lines and lengths we have to bowl to, the pace that we need to bowl to, the fields that we need to set. It's not going to be back. It's not going to be like back home in the Caribbean or in Asian conditions. So it was good to be here for 2 weeks in advance and trying to get all boxes ticked for the World Cup.
That's Caribbean in 10. Good afternoon.